In the first week of November, a single unit of the cryptocurrency was valued at $15,000 and since then has continued to grow up. We bring in our own Jesse Irwin, who give us a closer look. Jesse?
Yeah, well, Michael, you mentioned those numbers from early November, and by Thanksgiving weekend, the price of a single Bitcoin was closing in on $20,000. And here's where things get even more unbelievable. Since then, that value has doubled. Yeah, a little over a week ago, Bitcoin bobbed its head above the $40,000 mark for the first time. Now it slowed down a little bit, bouncing back closer to where we see it this morning. But let's just take a brief walk down the journey of Bitcoin and how we got here. Now, it was launched 12 years ago by an unknown individual going by the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Bitcoin, it was initially introduced into the online video game world and some other corners of the internet, and then very slowly, it begins picking up momentum and gaining value. Now, if we look at Bitcoin on January 19th, 2011, right, 10 years ago to the day, a single Bitcoin was being transacted at a value of 31 cents. That's 3 dimes and a penny, and that's not exactly where it is today. And only 6 months earlier than that, it was worth 6 times less, selling for only a nickel. But then, if you look at February 2011, I mean, that's the kind of jump that we're looking at. That becomes $1, right? So that's the growth spurt nature of Bitcoin, and that's what it's been dealing with and working with over the last 12 years. And if you ask Stephen Cole, he's a Neosho native who's been watching it all just catch on for a while, he's not surprised at all.
I went to Missouri Southern to present at Computer Science Club about Bitcoin it wouldn't have been later than 2016. It might have been even 2015. And I remember at the end of the presentation, I just gave people a little bit of Bitcoin. It was only like $5 worth at the time for a handful of people. But I often wonder if they kept it, and it's worth a lot more than $5 now. So,
well, we don't know exactly when Stephen gave it to them, but $5 worth then would be a couple $100 worth today. So hopefully they held on to it. At the same time, Bitcoin's value can be volatile, and many regulators stress that getting into the world of cryptocurrency is a risky investment. So if you're thinking about diving into it, make sure to do your research. Later today, Ezra and I are going to post a video on our Facebook page where, I'm going to do my best to explain in detail how Bitcoin works and how the technology behind it was designed. Now, a bit here on Fox 14, we're going to learn more about Stephen's involvement in the world of Bitcoin and what he's doing now in that world in order to make it more private, more secure, and ultimately more successful. So we'll have that for you coming up in a little bit, Michael.
Hey, looking forward to that. Thank you, my man.